how would you classify English or British humour?
Sort of accidentally sexted my father-in-law. I stayed in a hotel that had nice tiles. He likes that sort of thing, so I sent him a photo, but I didn't realise my reflection was in the mirror.
If I say all the bad things about me, then no one else can.
You know, I remember early on I said to my husband, I will love you forever, even though statistically you're the man most likely to murder me. Apparently not appropriate for a wedding now.
There's the...
You can swear.
I can. Okay, in that case, there's the joiner in and there's the fucking pain in the ass.
Unless you were the sort of 18-year-old who had an ISA, you're fucked. Right, that's it. So I didn't have an ISA when I was 18, I had friends. So...
I'm the one who should be offended by what I say.
Hi everybody, so today is a special day for Easy English. We've reached 200 episodes. Woo! To make a big event of this, we actually have a very special episode. As you may or may not know, I'm a huge comedy fan, and we were very lucky to come to the Salty and Lido, where we got to watch a stand-up comedy act tonight and get to interview one of Britain's best comedians. She's a radio, TV and stand-up comedian. And as we've reached episode 200, we have a special gift for all of you viewers. For 1 month, we're offering a 50% discount for all of our membership perks. But more on that later in the middle of the episode.
Please put your hands together, all of them welcome to stage for the fabulous Angela Bond!
Okay, so first, thank you very much, Angela, for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
It's really great to have you on Easy English, and just by complete coincidence, it's our 200th episode.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Happy birthday? Is that a birthday? We'll call it a birthday. Happy anniversary.
Thank you very much. We're happy, right, Easy?
200.
Yeah, 200 episodes.
Wow.
So, and we were like wondering what we can do, so you came up right on time.
Hey,
really.
if that's comedy's all about timing, right? That's what they say.
Oh, yes. How do you do it? All right? It's nice. I love Salty and Lido because I'm a 48-year-old woman who lives in Brighton. It's the law. You gotta swim in the Lido if you're a 48-year-old woman who lives in Brighton. That's what you got to do. I've got a theory about this, right? There is a reason that this is the age when the men start cycling and the women start outdoor swimming. Right? Because the whole world's gone, we don't want to look at your genitals anymore. And we've said, well, we'll see about that. I will encase them in lycra so tight they will turn a corner 3-4 seconds before I do.
One stereotype that is always given about Brits and English people is that we have this humour.
Right.
This stereotypical humour. And so I thought we could first start by asking you, how would you classify English or British humour?
I think the British sense of humour, one of the main things I've noticed, I have gigged in some other countries, and one of the main things I've noticed about British humour that's different is we're very self-deprecating. So we will joke about ourselves and we will say mean, awful things about ourselves.
Yeah.
And we find that funny.
I've never had common sense, right? I'm not one of those common sense people. It's just never, mad things happen for it. When I was 22, I lost a shoe on the way to work. I'll say it again. I lost a shoe on the way to work. I was living in Brighton, right? I got on the train, it was to London, and I got on the train, and as I got on the train, my shoe fell off my foot, went under the train. I turned around to get off the train, doors closed, I'm now going to London with one shoe on. I just started a new job, I've got decisions to make. Do I go back and try and get my shoe? I have got time, I'm going to be late for my new job, so I have to continue my journey. I get to London Bridge, got another decision to make, because then I have to get on the London Underground, so I think what looks more mental, one shoe or no shoe? I'm not right, being socks off, but I decide no shoes looks less mental, so I take the other shoe off and I put it in my handbag and I go to work and I just have to spine it out all day. I might have got away with it had my job not been homeless outreach supporter.
So you couldn't do that in America. You couldn't do that in I did some shows in New Zealand. And I remember, I'd do jokes that would be about myself.
Yeah.
And they'd be kind of, is she okay? Do we need to stage an intervention? So yeah, definitely the self-deprecating, I think, is the number one thing that we do that not everyone does.
That's a good point. And you don't want to get confused that we're doing like some sort of cry for help.
Exactly, yeah. We're okay, it's not therapy, it's fine.
Very easy, isn't it, to give a gift to someone over 40? Very easy. All you've got to do is arrange to meet up with us. You know, just get us out the house. That's a gift. That's whatever it is we like, whether it's cinema, theatre, pub, whatever it is. But this is the crucial bit, right? This is the gift that you can give us 24 hours before. Send a little text that says, "Do you mind if we reschedule?" That's the best text you can get over talking. Like, don't get me wrong, we are having a lovely time here tonight, but there is not one person over 40 in this room who wouldn't have been absolutely fine if I cancelled. Yeah, Deliveroo, you alright? You know? In fact, this is a sold-out show. There's empty chairs in here. They bought tickets. They got up this morning, then went, "How much are those tickets?" "Less than 20 quid. Fuck it, can't be arsed.
As I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, we're happy to give you a discount of all of our memberships for 1 month. Maybe you'd like to become a video member and get worksheets, vocabulary lists, downloads of our videos in multiple different subtitles, or maybe you want to become a conversation member for a month and practice your speaking English with other English learners. You'll be invited to our Easy English pub on Zoom on Tuesday nights and Wednesday afternoons to chit-chat about regular topics you speak about in a typical British pub. Take a look at our website by going to easyenglish.video/membership and become a member today. Now back to the episode. Would you say you implement self-deprecating humour into your act?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I think sometimes, I don't know if it's to do with sort of growing up here and that being a way to kind of, if I say all the bad things about me, then no one else can. You know,
I
so...
like Eminem in 8 Mile.
Kind of, yeah. I often compare myself to Eminem in 8 Mile.
The resemblance.
Yeah, I know. But it's that kind of thing, you know. It's just if I say I've got, you know, I've got a big nose, or I've got, you know, whatever. We always look for our flaws, British people, I think, and laugh at them because that way we take the power.
In a posh hotel, I spend the whole time thinking that I'm going to get someone tap on me on my shoulder and say, "Sorry, you can't be here." And I feel like if I went to reception and asked for a wake-up call, they'd say, "You're 48, you don't have a pension." Just saying, I know where I belong, and it's very much a Travelodge. I belong in the sort of hotel where the rooms are like Lady Macbeth's hands, in that they've been cleaned, but they'll never be clean. Although having said that, even I draw the line at an ibis, fuck that. I think it stands for I've been in shit.
Another thing to add on top of that is there's no like infamous maybe dark humour.
Yeah.
And is this something you do, or can you describe what it is? Are you a fan of dark humour?
I think you can joke about anything.
Okay.
But you have to be willing to stand by what you say, because what you say has consequences.
Okay.
Right? So, you know, this idea that, you can't say anything anymore, or this idea of cancel culture and all of these things, I think, well, if you say something, people have the right to disagree or to be offended or to, you know, react to it however, and you have to deal with that.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's the sort of deal that you've made with an audience, is if I offend you, you have the right to be offended.
You have never seen a soft play centre. Let me describe it to you. It's like a giant sex dungeon in primary colours. You said that like I've ever been to a sex dungeon. I haven't. The thought of group sex absolutely terrifies me. So what if I don't get picked?
I always think I want people to come away from my shows having laughed at me. I'm the one who should be offended by what I say, and to think, you know, their lives are better because they go away thinking, well, at least I'm not her.
I'll tell you the sort of woman I thought I'd be. There was some viewing it tonight. It's the sort of woman who wakes up in the morning and with nothing but confidence puts on a white top. By lunchtime, she doesn't look like Bruce Willis at the end of Dynamite.
What are and how do you feel about hecklers?
Hecklers are, so they're people who shout out during the show.
Yeah.
there's sort of two main categories of heckler.
Okay.
I would say there's the.
You can swear. On
I
this,
can.
you know.
Okay, in that case, there's the joiner in, and there's the fucking pain in the ass. So
I'm not for cooking in our house. Like, my husband does all the cooking. If he left me, I'd be dead in a fortnight. That's it's Christmas. I've got bought this Gordon Ramsay cook. Right, not for my husband. That'd be a bit aggressive, wouldn't it? No. And I thought, I'll try and make something out of it. And I thought it'd be like an instruction manual, you know, take me through step by step. But they don't, do you? They assume that you have a certain level of knowledge. They assume there's things you already know. It will say things like, use your paring knife. Well, Gordon, you've made quite the assumption there, haven't you? Because what I've got is a bread knife and the one that isn't a bread knife. That's what I've got. Or he'll say things like, add a knob of butter. Well, I'm sorry, Gordon, I don't know how big your knob is.
And in terms of your comedy, how could you like define what your? I mean, we're going to see it in a bit on the camera, but just could you define it? Do you define it ever? Like your style?
yeah, I suppose it's observational comedy.
Yeah.
It's sometimes I do topical comedy, so sometimes I do topical TV or radio shows. So it'll be stuff about the news or whatever. You won't see that so much tonight. It'll just be talking about life, really. Fun, you know, the kind of everyday things that we. Observational comedy is basically just looking at things from different angles, you know, and just saying, you know, that thing you do every day, isn't it crazy?
One thing I've noticed that changed about 40, I reckon, that's when your birthday presents turn to shit. 40, no one can be bothered anymore. No one can make the. At some point in my life, I must have said that I like scented candles. I don't, but every birthday they come, don't they? And they're expensive as well. Like, I've got enough scented candles to put Joe Malone's kids through university. I mean, I keep them in case they have a power cut. If you do have a power cut, my house is going to smell like Gwyneth Paltrow's got her fanny out in the forest.
Oh, is it time to come in? They need to open the show.
So I guess we're going to cut to you doing your thing in a bit, but thank you very much for hosting us.
Thank you for having me.
Nice.
Great.
So there you go. Thank you very much to Angela Barnes. Don't forget to check out the links to her website and maybe go see her live if you're in UK in the near future. She has a tour on at the moment called Angst. And go see her if you enjoyed this video. Let us know also in the comments below what you thought of the episode. What are your opinions of British humour, this dark British humour? Let us know what you also thought of the stand-up set you saw today at Salt Dean Lido. Easy, did you enjoy the night tonight?
Loved it. Laughed my buttocks off.
Laughed your buttocks off. Amazing. And what do you think comedy can do for the world? And is it a necessity to British and all life? And as always, we'll see you in the next episode. Ta-ra!